Yo, what's up, dudes? Got a Quadra Elemental Reaper Paladin for you today. We're gonna jump into a montage compilation of some action and some music behind it first, but just wanted to say real quick, the idea behind this is kind of like, Reaper of Death. This guy can do all types of damage, so nothing can withstand him, and he can kill everything, just like a Reaper should be able to. Alright, thanks. Enjoy. Alright, let's check out the gear. Check this out, man. We've got Dragon in a Balrog skin. Pulled this off my Fire Lightning Elemental Barbarian. We've got a Dream. Also pulled this off the Barbarian. We're getting our fire damage from here, lightning damage from here. They're partially synergized with the Salvation ability. This also gives us level 15 Hydra on strike and level 18 Venom when struck. So we are getting the poison damage from Venom from this item, and we also are running Holy Freeze. So this is maxed out. We've got all our points into Holy Freeze and its synergy of Resist Cold and Salvation. This setup allows me to run several different build setups, actually. In terms of the other skills, we have a max Zeal with 13 points into Sacrifice for more damage for Zeal, 1 point Wonder for the charge. Alright, now, so this is how we're getting the Quadra Elemental aspect of the build. Holy Freeze, Holy Fire with Hydra and Venom, Holy Shock from the Dream, and then and the Poison from the Venom, right? And Reaper's Toll gives us the ability to have ignore target's defense with more cold damage, Deadly Strike. Lifesteal is very high. The Decrepify slows even more. So our Paladin is a Reaper of Death. He slows everything with Holy Freeze. There is more slowing on our Nosferatu's Coil. Look at that, 10% slows target. Very nice. So our lifesteal is pretty high too, 24%. We've got 12 on the weapon, 7 on the belt, 3 on this ring. Check that out. We got attack rating, lifesteal, dexterity, lightning and fire res, and magic find on this ring. A Ravenfrost, pretty decent roll, 20 dex, 190 attack rating. We have Alder's boots because we needed fire res. So 50 fire res, perfect roll on these. I just found these recently. 10% damage taken goes to mana. Very nice, actually, because we have no mana steal. And then I crafted these, 10% increased attack speed, 9% crushing blow, 2% lifesteal. So that gets us up to the 24% lifesteal. This also has 10 life and 29 fire res on these gloves. I only need 60% attack speed to hit the second to last breakpoint with this weapon, with a shale in it. So that puts us at 60% increased attack speed. Charms, we have a 11-17 torch, a 16-17 Annie. This one has 15 lightning resist with 3 dexterity. This is a Geeds. We have a 118 attack rating with 5 dexterity, 5 to 10 cold damage with 30 lightning resistance. 1 to offensive auras is 1 to 3 lightning damage. 9 to 69 attack rating. 10 to 72, or 10 max damage and 72 to attack rating. And then we have 5 to 10 cold damage on this as well. I thought that was kind of a cool find. 129 to attack rating with 3 dexterity, and then these are both large charms with attack rating and max damage. This one has run walk as well. The small charms, we have magic find, lightning resist with life, lightning resist with magic find, and then these are both attack rating max damage charms, 317 with 1 to 2 fire and 317. We also have High Lords for an amulet to help us get to that 60% increased attack speed breakpoint, and that 32% deadly strike based on character level, super nice. 1 to all skills, super nice. The lightning resist, 35%, super nice. This amulet is fabulous. It's hard to pass this amulet up on melee builds, you know. On swap, we're just using CTA and Spirit. Look at my CTA. I rolled 1 CTA this ladder, and it rolled 5-5-1. So 5 to battle command, 5 to battle orders. Not bad. Really, really not bad at all on that. Mercenary then has a rattle cage. I found a rare circlet with 6 lifesteal, 11 all res, 51 fire res, 4 minimum damage. And then I gave him my ethereal giant thresher infinity with a perfect roll on the enemy lightning resistance. That doesn't help us, so that's a little bit of a bummer that it rolled perfect on that and almost anti-perfect on the enhanced damage, but still pretty sweet. Could self-wield it, would require a lot of strength and dexterity, you know, on like a Nova Sorceress or something, so probably not going to pursue that with it. But anyway, still cool that it rolled perfect on that. So that's the gear and the skill allocation. You know, stats doesn't really matter, mostly vitality. I did pump up dexterity a little bit to get to the attack rating, get the attack rating up a little bit. The 2 struggles with this build were definitely resistances and attack rating. You can see my attack rating is quite low here. Because we have ignore targets defense on this, and because conviction aura from the infinity reduces enemy defense, we're actually not bad. And I do have some large charms, grand charms that have attack rating, pretty big rolls on them as well. Like this one, 118, 129 in that one. So that's kind of how we're helping out with the attack rating part. I do have a demon limb, of course, so I will use that. Yeah, and so that's how I put the build together. I thought it looked pretty cool. For a Reaper theme, it would have probably been more on theme to have a bone-looking helm of some kind. Would be really cool if you could get like the hood with the cloak and stuff and wear the skull mask and kind of look like a Reaper. There's no way to do that, but just that would be cool if you could. Anyway, let's just go out to like City of the Damned here. I'll use my CTA here, give ourselves some extra life, and just check this out, see how we do here. I know I just showed a montage of the action, but this way you can kind of see it in a more candid way of how it does. It says our sheet damage for Zeal is at 6,500, and there is a decent deal of elemental damage on that, so you have to remember that that's all getting like multiplied by the conviction aura that's reducing enemy resistances. So look at all these guys here. Like, we're just wasting them all, one-shotting them pretty much, you know. So our sustain isn't bad. I did prioritize, you know, fire and lightning. Our lightning resistance is 80, whereas our fire resistance is 74%. And so I prioritize those. The cold is fine. We have a Raven Frost for the cold absorb, so we don't seem to have too many problems with that. And like I said, there are different setups for this build with the way I have the skill set, which I was playing around with as well. I wasn't using this setup the entire time. I was leveling the character, you know, and playing around with it. So we are level 87 with this character. And I will show off at least one other setup, I would think. Yeah, I'll show off probably 2 other setups actually that I have for this character, which I was enjoying a lot. But yeah, so you can see we got the Hydras. The Hydras actually, believe it or not, are not bad with the Conviction Aura. I've shown that a little bit on my Barbarian. So yeah. So there's the gear and a little bit of some candid kind of gameplay, so you can kind of see how it's working. Because our Mercenary has the Rattle Cage and the Infinity, he has 65% crushing blow, so boss killing is not really a problem either. You know, we only have 9% crushing blow total, but because we have so much elemental damage and we have decent deadly strike, we're at... What were we at again? 65% deadly strike, yeah. 9% crushing blow. Because we have a lot of deadly strike and we have a lot of elemental damage with conviction, we didn't need as much crushing blow, I found. And so for the bosses, the Mercenary takes care of that for us with his 65% chance. And that does really well. Something else I just wanted to mention real quick, too. The Dream Helm has Confuse when struck, which is super nice. Okay? It's got a 10% chance to cast level 15 Confuse when struck. I kind of always always forget to mention that, and I know people know it's there, but I just wanted to point out that it really does help a melee build with their survivability a lot, actually. I've noticed that from using this Dream on my Barbarian and on this Paladin, we actually get really good crowd control, you know? I mean, we already have it from the Holy Freeze and from the Decrepify, but when you have a bunch of Rangers shooting at you, as you just saw with those quill rat type looking things, it's really nice sometimes to get the Confuse to go off. There it is. See, now look. Now they're not bothering me anymore. Now they're just attacking each other, and they actually just killed each other while my auras all just took them down, which was cool. So anyway, I have found that Confuse when struck is super nice for melee. Alright, notable trades. So here's some trades that I made recently. First off, look at this. 2 to 65 lightning damage on a small charm. It's called the Arcing Small Charm of Storms. I traded away an Ohm rune for this, and am using it currently on my Elemental Barbarian, who specializes in some lightning and fire damage. And I'm trying to get more of those. It's kind of hard to coordinate the time zones for some people that have charms like this. And some of them are priced so high, it's really hard to get a hold of them sometimes. But anyway, required that one for an Ohm, and I have done that for some other ones that are in that range. Here is something I traded away. I found this at the shop. 3 to Javelin and Spear skills, 3% mana stolen per hit. Gloves, Lancer's Gauntlets of the Bat. I got an Istrun for these. If you find these in the shop and they have 3 to Javelin and Spear skills and they have 20% increased attack speed, you can get a Burr rune for those. Alright, here's another trade I made. I kept this for a long time as a Wire Fleece with 4 sockets and a perfect roll on the defense and enhanced defense, so that's 15%. If you get a 15% enhanced defense roll, you will get a perfect roll on the defense as well. That will be enhanced by 15%, so 554 defense. I got an Ohm rune for that, which then I traded away for that small charm. Anyway, people like perfect rolls on stuff. I particularly don't really care for superior armors and weapons. I don't like how the repair cost can become astronomically high on some things. So I am usually just keeping these to trade. Alright, here's another big trade I made. I traded away a Jaw rune for a Nightwing's Veil Spired Helm that had a perfect facet in it already and also had a perfect roll to the cold skill damage. This was a lobby trade, not a trade on Tradery. The game was called like Perf Nightwing or something, you know, short and abbreviated. And he said perfect, and it's not, because the dexterity is only 15 and the cold absorb is 7. But the most important aspect, I think, is that cold skill damage, which was perfect. So I will show this off soon on some builds here on ladder. All right, Giant Thresher. I traded away this. It's 4 sockets, enhanced damage 9%, not ethereal. I was thinking about using this actually for something, but like I said before, I really don't like the repair costs on superior items. It just kind of annoys me, and I didn't think I would notice a big difference with a 9% enhanced damage buff for whatever I was going to be rolling for this. So I decided to trade it away for an Ist and a Mal. Here's another one I found. Scissors Sawaya. Not a bad base for a Chaos Rune word for the Whirlwind Claw that an assassin can make, you know. This has 2 to Death Sentry on it, so that's kind of nice for that build. You can get Death Sentry for free then, and not have to work your way down the skill tree. Vex Rune for that item right there. No sockets either. Here's a trade I made. I had this Monster Grand Charm posted. It had 38% extra gold from monsters with 58 to mana. Both very high rolls on those. And someone offered me an Istrun for that. So I made a game. He joined. He gave me the Istrun, and I said, do you need any more charms like that? And he said, yeah, with gold. You know, I'm looking for ones with gold. And so I said, well, I have this one. It's got 37% extra gold from monsters and 12% better chance of getting magic items, which is almost a perfect roll, I think, because the magic find is perfect on this item. And the gold find, I think, goes up to 40, I want to say. I think that's right. Anyway, he gave me another Istrun and 2 perfect amethysts for that. So in one trade, I got 2 Ists, 2 perfect amethysts for these 2 charms that I wasn't going to use. I did use this Lucky Grand Charm of Greed for a while, actually, on my Barbarian when I was farming the Trav, you know, Travancore, in addition to a Geeds, and this is what I was calling We Have Geeds at Home. Should also note, if you do like these notable trade showcases, I have a video that's 30 ladder trades right now on the channel, as well as if you go back to my Fire Lightning Barbarian and one of my playthroughs with my Summon Druid, there's some of my most recent videos for D2R, and you can see it'll say in the title or on the thumbnail, notable trades. So if you like these, look at those videos and you can hit the chapter select for notable trades. All right, we also have a Monarch that I traded away. I did rush a character to Larzik to get this socketed for 4 sockets. It has 11% enhanced defense, 14% increased maximum durability for a defense of 165. So 4 sockets, 165 defense, Monarch. Got a goal rune for that. And those are the notable trades for this video. Thank you.